Great! We're using copyrighted music because we can. And I don't expect this to make much money. It's not something you should be revisiting so often, or you need to be revisiting. This is being live streamed because I don't care to record it, chop it up, and then upload it. If I live stream it like this, it's just there when I'm done. Only problem is I have to be short and concise, and I will try my hardest to do that. Now this video is meant for my staff on the TF2 Blender Discord. To extend the Source Engine Blender collection, specifically the TF2 archive, on the event of a new update, where new maps are released and those maps' assets have to be added to the SCBC along with the maps. If you're a newcomer, you just want to learn how I do stuff, well, this isn't too far from the migrating your SFM workshop to Blender video that I uploaded. This is specifically for the maps. Anyways, a few prerequisites that you need: Source.io 5.5.0 or later, which at the time of recording has not been released yet, and I only mention that because I pushed a bunch of material fixes to Source.io's official repository, but those changes have not been released yet, and when they do, I assume they will be under version 5.5.0 or later. You need Plumber, and for both cases of the add-ons, if the latest doesn't work, use the packaged versions. 2. You need your assets prepared. Either gather them from the VPK archives, or gather them by decompiling maps. And if you need to decompile maps, you will have to get BSP source. Again, not too different from the video I made. You need a handy script that I wrote to merge assets from the maps, and you need Blender 4.1 for maximized compatibility. We're going back as far as hopefully 3.6 and should be usable in every version after. So where should we start? For installing the add-ons, if you have the add-ons already installed, specifically Source.io, you can rename your current installation and then install the one you need to use for the SCBC. That way you don't delete the old one, you just move it. Okay. Preparing the assets is not too difficult. You know, in the migrating workshop video, I never mentioned how to gather assets from VPK archives. It's not too difficult. Just extract the models and materials folder into the TF folder or somewhere else. It should be here. And in TF2 Textures dir, extract the materials folder also into the TF folder. But again, this is specifically for maps. So let's run it through an example. Let me open up BSP source. And let's get Toe Dynamite, for example. We can drag this into BSP source. We can also select multiple BSP files at a time and drag them all into BSP source. Once you have the list of maps ready to decompile, go to Other and enable Extract Embedded Assets. And then just decompile it somewhere. Now, I already have these Halloween maps decompiled, and I decompiled them to a designated folder, TF2 HWN 2024. Here we can see the VMF files and the contents within the maps, within the BSP files, all the models and materials. Now, when you do decompile them, you want to gather all those models and materials folders in every folder and merge them into one main folder, where this main folder has two folders underneath it, models and materials, and those models and materials folders have all the contents decompiled from the BSP files. Maybe that was too much. But essentially, you're just merging all the assets into a more compact area. Oh, I closed VS Code. Open recent merge assets. Root_dir is the path containing your decompiled maps. In my case, this is TF2 HWN 2024. We can paste this here. And the maps, sorry, in the folder that is going to house all the merged assets is going to be this folder. It doesn't have to be named exactly that. Just make it an empty folder. And paste. Once that's all done and ready, the script will crawl through every one of these files, every one of these folders ending in _D, go through the models and materials folder within, and just move it into here. You can run that. It's not going to do anything because I've already done it. But anyways, now we can open Blender 4.1. And we can open the models porter. So two things we have to do first. Clear the mounted resources and then add your own. We're going to add the TF folder. And then we are going to add the merged assets folder. Perfect. Now here's the thing with this. I should have mentioned this, sorry. I should have mentioned this earlier. I'll write it in the description. Hopefully you read it before this point. You have to have all your TF2 assets extracted into the TF folder. It is mandatory. Trust me, it just is. So, all the models and materials folder from TF2 misc_dir.vpk has to be extracted into the TF folder, and the materials folder from TF2 textures_dir has to be extracted into the TF folder. Has to be. Okay, we can save this just to be secure, and then we can add the models folder within the merged assets folder. Leave asset folder save path as is. We can create catalogs for each folder within here, which I don't have to do because I already did that. And then you can set the overwrite mode. You should not leave this at 1, because in case there is an MDL file with a path that matches one in the installed game assets, it will overwrite that MDL. And no, it'll overwrite the whole folder. And it'll overwrite any other MDL within that folder. So you should either leave this to 0 or 2. 0 for the first run, and if you don't have a backup, you can do 2. You should have a backup. But if you don't, you can use 2 to just overwrite specific models instead of the entire folder. Use material drivers. That is explained in the October update. It allows for extended functionality over the blending methods of materials. It can impact a lot of performance, especially on 4.1. If you're making your own, you can leave this off. But yeah. Okay. Now, with Plumber installed, you can select Team Fortress 2 as the active game and start batch porting. Not gonna do that because I already did it, but I don't imagine you should run into any issues. You know what? For the sake of it, I'll run it in a backup. This doesn't have the TO2 stuff, does it? Name dynamite. Oh, it does. Oh, no. Sorry. You know what? I'll just run it within here. We'll see what happens. We can grab... Do I not have a... Yeah. We will grab these two files, and this one, that one, and we'll paste it here. Okay. All right, let's start batch porting. See if we run into any errors. And we did. Oh, we don't have any. Right. We need that folder. Assets, cats, txt. And start. Again. Name material is not defined. 483. It's a good thing I'm testing this. Oh. Oh, it's really good that I'm testing this. Material equals I. Jeez. I'm not good at this, am I? Yep, we ran into a bunch of errors. What happened here? Oh, stupid source.io. Okay. Name equals os.path.base name MDL. File path equals MDL. Directory equals os equals os.path base name MDL. Now we can run it. What? Shoot! Okay, keep a backup. Probably eating popcorn while I do this. Keep a backup of mapper models and mapper materials. It's actually really important. Again? What? Oh, you whore. It's not even funny. No, their name. Oh, goodness. There we go. Now it's porting. Great. Fantastic. Wow, I'm really cocky about, or not, I'm overconfident about my work. Oh, I'm so glad I'm taking a break from all this, but I'm so pressured at the same time. There's a lot of stuff, isn't there? What was that folder from? Los Muertos. Good. Overwrite mode 2 is working. Say sleep? No, that was not defined, is it? What? No. Oh well. Okay, I'm confident that will work. So I'm not gonna touch it anymore. Should be fine. Should be fine. Okay. Now we can move on to materials border. Which I suppose I will just grab from here. No, not there. This should have its importing parameters set right. And it does. Okay. This is no different. Add your resources. TF folder. And HWN assets. I don't care if it says it already. You need to be safe. Save it. Create catalog. Oh, right. Set it to the materials. Set it to the materials folder of the merged assets. Accept. Create catalogs. And we can start batch porting. Uh-oh, there's an input somewhere. Good heavens! I'm so sorry to all people. Okay. Start. Very nice. And you know what? Let's check the progress. I will say I did like 7 takes last night, up to like 4 in the morning. It was dreadful. Much more confident this time. Let's see, dynamite. Dynamite event. That is a new folder. We can see if it works. Yes. Textures are able to be imported. Although no scrolling, I do know that these have scrolling textures. Maybe I'll have to look at that. Did not mean to do that. Huh. I know for a fact that this has scrolling textures. And I know for a fact that it worked in the official release of the Source Engine Blender collection. I'm not doing another take. You're sitting through this with me. This song sucks. It's working. Try floats. Set print bad. We'll do bad angles. And then we can print. We'll print NT, I guess. Start again. I'm senile. Dynamite event. Was there any bad angles? Can I find? Scrolling just isn't working. Okay, sorry. Does that mean it doesn't work in the SCVC too? Dynamite event, dynamite with fire. Asset browser. Team Fortress 2 materials, dynamite event. Oh yeah, okay, I guess it doesn't happen there too, but I know for a fact. I'm very conflicted right now. This could have gone better, but oh well. I'm out of time anyways. His animation supports Team Fortress 2, materials, dynamite, event. This is like one of those, but it was all a dream moments. It can't be. Was it all a dream? I saw scrolling textures with my own eyes. Scrolling. What happened? You've got to be kidding me. Okay. I'm about to... I can't say that. For porting the maps, open Maps Porter and open the Maps Porter panel. Set it to the folder where you decompile the maps. Set this to the BSP folders, BSP files. Set the game you want to port from and save it. Save this one file as you would a template because all other maps are going to have this UI layout when first opened. Goodbye.